OFA presents The Inner Circle.
And away we go!
Starring Coach Ant and Coach Rel.
So this is something
You finally blaming us, bro.
Look, when women come on and watch the show, they're like, he don't blame men for not. This is something I absolutely blame.
Cancel
men.
him. Let me stop. I'm joking. I'm joking.
The episode we did with Amber,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
that was amazing.
it's a great episode.
I think so. For me, the reason why I'm smiling so much is because to me that is a beautiful woman, like the highest you can get,
Yes.
because
She did the work.
yes, it like regardless of what her physical form looks like, it's her mental. Like if you just had a conversation, you close your eyes.
She did the
That's
work.
what the woman should be.
Yes.
You should have some physical. Obviously, I'm not saying date anything, but I'm saying from that with that level that she raised the floor, right? It is the most beautiful that I think a relationship will get to, because when you're fawning over, like, I'm gonna be real, how many girls in the world got titties and ass? Like,
Everybody.
Yeah, damn near.
like so it's like,
Yeah.
But can you
this-
read? Let me stop.
right? Can we have a deep intellectual conversation? Can I trust you? Like these things that this is what men fail to realize. When you gravitate and grab women like that, they're using and proceeding with their assets, so they have a number value sense in their head of what they're worth. I can tell, and we didn't even ask that woman the question. I know Amber don't have a number sense to her worth. So when it comes to what it would mean for her to gravitate into certain situations, there's no number that can define me. There's a number that can define these women. They're
Mhm.
parading around with their ass and titties out. They
Right.
can be bought.
Exactly. Perfect example. A rich nigga, 8-figure, that's my
Let me
type. Bro, you kidding me?
Yeah, come on.
Come on now. So I could be the worst character man in the world
I got these figures. I'm your type.
and just have access to you because I have this. So nah, bro. Like as I was listening to Amber's episode, like I really got to feel that. I felt like I was listening to Felicia Rashad or something
Nah,
like that.
real.
to kind of make it make
Real,
sense.
Real
Yeah.
rap, bro.
I could tell that she's mature. She knows herself. She has a purpose. She walks with God, and it's like, yo, like listen to somebody like that. I'm glad that she's in a position of leadership to be a senior minister or senior pastor to give value to other people. We need more women like that,
Yeah.
giving value to other people. Where did I hear this from? Somebody told me that older men see themselves in younger men. So I picked up one of my other students. Shout out to Quay. He just graduated from Lincoln University. I picked him up. We in the car talking. He 24. Listen.
Shout out to him for real.
Shout out to Quay. Congrats.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
And I see my 24-year-old self in him.
Yeah.
From the hood. They've been exposed to something different. Now my mindset changed. Let me kind of help you get to where I am before me.
Yep.
Older men see themselves in younger men, whereas older women see themselves as younger women.
Mhm.
I remember when 24-year-old me looked like that. I remember when guys gave me that attention. I remember when my skin snapped back like that. So that builds that resentment. And you could be anywhere hooping. Somebody give you some game, yo, young fella, you might want to tighten
Yeah.
up. I see what direction you're going under. You might want to,
Mhm.
head this way. I don't think older women really cover young women the way they're supposed to.
And-
so to see Amber doing that is amazing.
Yeah, so the reason you tapping into it, the reason why I brought up Amber is because as men, we should be highlighting women like that, not liking and reposting women like Cardi and Sexy
Mhm.
Red. The problem is what we are psychologically doing to our younger girls is telling them this is what we like and this is what they're going to aspire to.
Right.
They're not picking up a book. They're going on the YouTube and learning how to shake their ass.
Mhm.
And that's the problem.
Mhm.
So that's why I say it's men's fault.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be and one of the things I know that, because I said I'll be around girls, women, I know that affects them,
Mhm.
is when they're in relationships and they man is hearting a woman that don't look nothing like them. So you're showing me a type. She Megan Thee Stallion body. I'm paper razor thin.
Sidebar. It's hard for me to listen to Meg Thee Stallion talk or do anything like
I don't like none of that.
Yeah.
I don't like nothing about that
I
woman.
can't do nothing.
me either.
I can't do nothing.
Also, like, I had to clean up my social media. Like women who post thighs
I
and
do
breasts.
too.
I feel like I'll be in
clean mine up
Popeyes.
too.
I see the thighs, breasts, or whatever.
Clean
But
mine up.
like, I mute them. I don't unfollow. I just mute their
I'm
stories and
not
their posts.
Not interested.
Exactly. Like, bro, I don't want to see that. Where I like, it's called a feed because you're feeding your mind.
Yeah.
Where I want to go is what I allow in my mind. So to your point, of blaming men for kind of like promoting the physical and subconsciously programming women that this is what they need to be. I don't want to partake in none of that, bro. That's why I deactivate my social media so much. Instagram might deactivate it for 3, 4, 5 months at a time because I don't want to feed my mind that bullshit, bro.
And then another thing for the women that hate
It's
Rel,
okay.
I'm telling men, don't like the picture, bro. It may seem simple. If you're in a relationship, don't do it.
What does liking the picture do for you in that moment?
I don't know. I don't get it. I just think I'm big on respect.
Seeing scrolling and seeing your man name
Come
that's what I'm
across,
saying,
I just,
Minister and others.
I think that is so disrespectful. I think as a man,
Yeah,
like you
cut it
go,
out.
and if you doing that, like liking Trey songs or whoever's popular right now, that's disrespectful, bro. If you in a you single, do what you want. But I would,
Even that, I look at that
I
too.
would
The
tell.
single woman.
Mhm.
Yeah, all right, y'all want to try me? All right, let me see something. Let me go study something real quick. I go look.
But I would
Yeah,
tell
nah,
I would
let's
tell
leave that
single
where
women I would tell single women that are looking. So back to your advice, the
Mhm.
question. I would tell single women, act as though you're in a relationship if
Yep.
you're looking to be in one. So if you out here and he's looking at your page and he sees that you're following X, Y, and Z and liking all these dudes, why would he take you seriously? Right? So if you're trying to go, I would treat a relationship the same way I would treat a job interview.
Mm.
If I'm trying to get the job, knowing that I've applied for the job, I'm not going to go on social media and post me at parties. I'm not going to
Yeah.
come into the job interview half-assed. I'm gonna research the person interviewing me
Right.
and things about the company, so when they ask me or if they don't ask me, I can intertwine my questions with my research that I've done to make
Yeah.
it seem like I'm invested in this company.
You're auditioning for a role. nevertheless.
Exactly.
You're still communicating something. And I'm real big on like what you communicate by not communicating it.
Yes.
If you look at a woman's page
Yes.
and you see 1,000 bikini pics,
Yeah.
all these vacation pics, she has clothes, it's like you're communicating to the world, this is what I'm valuable for. And I don't want no part in that. Mute. But if you dress modestly to a degree and you can kind of get canceled, don't tell us how to dress. Well, you're communicating something regardless. But nah, man, to your point, like you're auditioning for a role, and what you communicate is showing us what your value system is.
Yeah, you dress how you want to be addressed. I think your social media say a lot about you.
Agreed.
Like, and we in a social media age. I'm going there. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna study. I'm gonna even tap the tag Jones. Let's forget the ones that you just put on the main page. I'm gonna tag.
Mhm.
I gotta see something. Like, I gotta really look and see what you're about. Cause now I'm building expectation.
Right.
You know what I mean? We meet. Hopefully, that expectation actually lock in. But in that, I think that's overlooked as well.
Mhm.
Like, how are you valued or perceived by people you don't know?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, to your point that you just made too, like, I'm big on that too. It's not about what you said to me. It's about what you kept away from me.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell me a story, whatever the case may be, but if we locked in day to day, then you should be able to trust me with your day-to-day activity or whatever you're saying. So I think that too. I think, but that all pours into community.
Mm-hmm.
That pours into where you getting your advice from.
But it's also
When
go ahead.
stuff go left, are you handing yourself over to your own thoughts
Mm-hmm.
and justifying it, or are you running it by somebody? Because who you run it by is important.
It's credible.
Very credible.
Are you going to Wikipedia or
Yeah,
are you going to somewhere?
What you doing? Because
Right.
if you go to WebMD, you're gonna think you dying tomorrow.
Right.
Do you actually have somebody that? Here's one thing about me. Like, I'm just big on. I don't ask advice where I don't trust the person in.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never hear me ask advice to somebody unless I honor what they about to say because they are expert in that area. Outside of that, I don't care about nothing you're talking about. That's why I can easily sidestep stuff and dust stuff
Right.
off my shoulder because I don't care. I'm unimpressed by 95% of people.
Right.
But if I come to you and say, yo, bro, what you think about this? That's because I already processed, yo, whatever he about to tell me, I can't come up with. I'm going to go to somebody that I trust in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come to you. Hey, yo, what you think about? Ooh. But you even got to look out for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you locked in with somebody that take advice from anybody,
Mm-hmm.
that could then rattle your shit from the inside
Mhm.
and let water in,
Right.
oh yeah, we done. We done
And
that.
I was gonna say, if it feel good, it ain't good. Most of
Yep.
the stuff that you consume, even the way we talk to women is crazy, right? Because the whole point of like, oh, he has riz, he has game. so the premise is I lie to you to make you feel good.
You heard what Biggie said. All I do is separate the game from the truth.
That's it.
Like it's nutty. So girls gotta accept, like, you gotta digest the truth, because that way you then get to navigate the lies.
Mm-hmm.
But if you sit in the lies, you're never gonna get to the truth. The truth is you're gonna be by yourself or ran through.
Mm-hmm.
So you really gotta work the method, like you really do. And like I would say to girls, women, you're never too old. You're never too young to seek guidance from a man. Reason being is you're not a man. So go find out how men think. The reason why, I'm going to be real, the reason why I think I'm so good at thinking the way I do is because I grew up with women.
Mm.
I know the process. I know what to think about things before they happen, because I've been with so many women. I've heard the conversations. I know what makes you upset. I know, you know what I'm saying? So if I know what makes you upset, and most people are like-minded,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear a group of 15 girls say the same thing, then I'm like, all right, most probably girls feel this way across the board. So if I can nullify these things before they happen, I'm already winning the race.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, a lot of girls have this thing, is like, but your girls can't govern a man. They can't tell you about a man
At all.
They can tell you their experience if they've had with men, but they can't tell you about the man you're dealing with. So you need to go talk to a man, ask him straight up. And that man has to make sense. Don't ask a nigga that been your best friend for like 5 years. He probably trying to smack.
Yeah.
Go talk
He's
to
just playing the waiting
a
game.
cousin. Yeah, he just playing the
Playing
waiting game.
Probably
Just
gonna
go
look
talk
up
to
year
go talk to
7.
a-
You all right? He's putting on your thigh and all that.
Yo, go talk to a cousin. Yo, I know dudes that purposely sit around in the
For
in the
real.
waiting zone
Me too.
that can't wait for that person to break up so that
Yes.
he's a shoulder to cry on,
They-
because he
the
know
way-
that's
they-
easy cheeks to clap.
Bro, they pray right on you.
Waiting.
That's crazy.
You know I wouldn't do nothing like that to you.
Yeah. No.
Look at Lil Fizz. Lil Fizz got with Omarion situation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like he was waiting.
Talking about they wasn't close.
Waiting.
Yo, but this is the stuff we see all the time, bro.
Just waiting.
It's just it's what it is. So I think discernment got to be high. Discernment got to be higher than intuition, please, ladies. Hear me, please. That intuition stuff.
I think before discernment, I think before discernment though, for women specifically, I think it's gotta be, the ego gotta get checked. I think you have to you can't be entitled, because you can't accept yourself as knowing and having all the answers, because you don't. And if you just start making stuff up, you're gonna lose.
Mhm.
And the reason why you lose versus why men don't lose is because, unfortunately, I can impregnate you and walk away from the situation.
Yeah.
And child support, I mean, hit with child support, okay, once
Shout
I
out
pay
to
that
Aunt
off,
Edwards.
anyway, I'm not
I'm
there.
joking.
You said what?
So shout out to Aunt Edwards.
And Edward
Yeah.
said, I ain't paying for none of that.
Like,
I'm up out of here.
so it's like you really gotta know the game, and knowing the game is humbling yourself.
But my question is, why does it have to be a game? Why? Why can't it just be a process where I get to know you? Courtship.
Come on.
It's intentional.
Come
Versus
on.
dating. Like, why does it have to be a game in the first place?
Come on.
And this kind of brings me back to what I was saying earlier. This is why our community is losing. Because what's perpetuated through the media or pop culture is smash as many women as you can. For a woman, all of your value is in your exterior. And play the game. You know, during 2019, I think it was, City Girls up 1, City Boys up 1.
Yeah. it was
Why
dope.
are we doing this? We should be doing this.
Come on.
And I actually forgot to mention this earlier about like promiscuity amongst men. I remember when I was in high school, right? I was always good looking guy, played sports,
Mhm.
straight A student. So girls liked me. And I wasn't really like doing much in high school. My homies be like, damn, why you ain't smashed? Would you gay or something like that? Like, nah, I just don't want to. Then so I said I'm trying to make the point that I hate how masculinity is sort of confirmed by your ability to sleep with a bunch of women.
Bunch of women. Yeah.
In college, I'm an interest. I'm a freshman.
Yep.
Some of the football players' interests.
Mhm.
Yeah, I smashed this. I got this many on my roster. All the upperclassmen. I'm a freshman hanging out with juniors. We all, interest or whatever. I ain't got nothing to add to the conversation because I ain't really doing much. And it's like, dang, I feel less than.
Mm.
And I hate how in the black culture, we're sort of affirmed by our ability to sleep with X amount of women. And I think that's largely a tribute to the fact that a lot of us don't grow up with fathers in our households. I think that growing up in Camden, from my perspective, you can correct me or you can correct me from your perspective. I think that being a man means I'm getting money.
Mhm.
I can beat you up if I wanted to,
Yep.
or I could smash as many Jones as possible.
Yeah.
And when you don't have a working example of a father in your household,
Mhm.
in my opinion, manhood means responsibility.
Mhm.
I don't gotta smash women to,
Be the man.
communicate my responsibility.
Yeah.
Can you be responsible without smashing a bunch of women? I think that walking in my
actually is
purpose.
responsible.
You said what?
That actually is
Yeah, it's the best
Right.
responsibility.
And so like I look back and it's like, yo, we tried our best to kind of identify or define manhood from that perspective of being promiscuous, and I think that's the wrong definition.
We the biggest liars too.
Yeah.
You know how
Man.
many? You know, this is the privilege. This is the
Man.
privilege of growing up with women, growing up with a girl in high school, college, and all that. Like when you surround yourself, you get the real stories of who this man is.
Yes.
So I'm the football team, basketball team, soccer, whatever, and you hitting here, and he's like X, Y, and Z happen, and like I would never cry. Like Shorty did me, I would never cry over Shorty. Meanwhile, this man is on his knees in the room telling her like, "I love you. I'm sorry. It will never happen again."
Baby, I'm begging.
But
baby,
you-
I'm
Right, but you out here telling, hey, she leave, I don't care. But you on her phone or at her crib, like, I can't lose you. And it's like, and when I got that scope, it let me know you can't listen to like you really can't, because you don't know what they
Exactly.
doing behind you. Yeah,
And I think too, like just from the sexual situation where guys, I hit this shorty, I hit this shorty.
They be
You start
lying.
talking to the girls,
never hit.
you fingered her. You ain't hit nothing, and
Bro.
barely did that.
Bro.
And like stats wise, a sexual therapist would tell you, girls don't even be orgasming like that. So you ain't even taking care of business in the bedroom. You just lying all the way around the board. But your ego make you feel like, man, I got
Or
it.
the
in that.
story.
Yeah,
So let's say me and you was cool. I'm just making it up. Me and you was cool, and I'm cool with your girl too. So when we together in our group, you telling the story about you busting it down and how Shorty feeling. But then when later on, what you don't know is I'm cool with Shorty like that. So we chilling, and she and her
You got the
group,
tea?
all the shit.
Do not
I'm, bro, I'm just sitting there. So when we meet and link back up again, and you telling the story like you rehashing it out, and I know the whole scope, and
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there like, man,
I hear you.
I hear you.
Mhm.
Sounds
Word up.
good.
Well, it's not, but it's
Shit
like
treacherous, bro.
it is.
Like we value all the wrong things, bro.
We don't even, and being real, and we could close it out with this, and you can add y'all 2%. We don't even appreciate women. We don't even love and appreciate women sexually the way we think. Like most men go into sex, high school and above, just go into it like, I'm getting my nut off.
Yeah, nah.
They don't even appreciate the woman. So that's why I think women are crazy, because for the most part, think about all the L's. He smashed you. You get to walk around with it. You could potentially have his baby. And on top of that, you didn't even get a great experience out of
Right.
it. He didn't do it for you. He did it for him. And I know it works this way because in reverse, when I've seen it every time. A dude says they be arguing with the shorty in the school or whatever, and they be like, "Well, that's why your dick little. It wasn't even good in front of everybody." He said, "I still smacked though. You lost.
Yes. Ooh.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
You lost."
Yo, you want to know to kind of add to that point, like to kind of put a bow in it. One thing that really changed my perspective on women is I stopped watching porn. I stopped.
It was a cold stop.
Pretty much. This was like 20. It's like 2 years ago. I completely stopped, and it's because like you look for the wrong things in women. When you watch porn, you're looking for the one with the biggest, you know what,
Yeah.
the fattest, you know what, and you place value in the external.
Yes.
But then once you stop, you can certainly appreciate them for like their internal, and then you look for their internal even more.
Mhm.
Can you hold a conversation? Do you have common sense? Can you add value other than physically?
Mhm.
What else? I researched. It's this thing called porn-induced erectile dysfunction,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
because porn is so stimulating.
Yep.
It excites you,
Yep.
but when you don't have that level of excitement,
Yep.
you can't get excited the way you should.
Yep.
What else?
Yep.
You, because when you watch porn, you want to please yourself.
Mhm.
Video 5-7 minutes, and
Mhm.
I get mine.
Mhm.
But once you sort of remove that, you can kind of like cater to her needs as well.
Mhm.
I ain't trying to be no Steve Harvey ass nigga coming up with whatever, you know, like, this is just me and like kind of like who I am. So stop watching porn was super important, and what helped me stop watching porn, ironically, deactivating my Instagram because I ain't seeing thighs and breasts.
So it's not triggering you to go.
Yeah.
it's not,
So like that helped me. That helped my growth tremendously.
Fire.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like with porn, you can start creating nasty fantasies in your head that's become unrealistic
Mhm.
for the person to please.
Right.
And here's what the dangerous part about porn too. It takes you to a space to where you're not satisfied. You're not satisfied by what you've seen on the first page. So now you know so then you get so good, you know what's on the 7th page. So you on the first page, 7th page, you even know the cover, what the you're looking for. And then you look up and then like at what point are you that's how you know the Bible is true. The flesh not satisfied. Because you look up and you became an addict.
You chasing a high.
Every time you buy yourself, you somewhere going crazy. And now, like you saying, now your stem broke. It ain't working.
Feel me?
You can't get it up.
Feel me?
You in your head hitting your shorty, but you think about whoever your favorite porn star is in your head. Ain't that cheating?
Wrap it up.
So in that, I just think that we just got to do a better job just as society. Like, you know what I mean? Men, women, just by having these necessary conversations amongst each other. I think that we should get to the point where we are telling each other the absolute truth. Stop operating in ego, pride, delusion, and really start having these conversations because we need each other ultimately.
So I want to thank Harvey again for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
This is another episode of OFA Inner Circle, and thank Coach Ant, man.
Thank y'all for being here. Listen, like, subscribe, comment. Really get into detail in these comments about what y'all actually like. You know, y'all be hitting us up individually on DMs and stuff like that. Put it in the comments. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like it and share it. Share it out to everybody that y'all know, that y'all love, that can just process and get to the necessary conversation that we need to have. So shout out for y'all watching Our Friendly Advice.
Deuce.
Oh, all right.
What's up, y'all? If y'all like with this conversation that we've been having, the Inner Circle, man, first of all, if you want to be a guest, feel free to hit us up, man. We're going to look into your credentials, see who you are. If you fit the criteria, then feel free to sit down on this couch right here, the hot seat. And another thing, like, subscribe, and lock in with us on all social media platforms, Our Friendly Advice. And to visit our website, it's ourfriendlyadvice.net. You can book us there. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.